Hi Eden Gardeners, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about climbing roses, and my husband's going to be building me a trellis so that I can train them along the house. So let's go ahead and get in. It is freezing. It was supposed to be really nice this week and it is snowing right now and it sucks. But Marco's out here and he's going to show us how to install a trellis, a wire trellis onto the house. Super cheap, easy DIY. And then I'm going to go through and show you how to train your climbing roses that are already established. And so let's go and get into it. There you go.
All right, so today we're going to build a trellis system. You need a drill with a bit for, in our case, cement or masonry bit. You're going to need these types of hooks here with a eyelet so that you can attach your wire. You're going to need a weatherproof wire, which I don't have in front of me right now. And you're going to need anchor bolts. So what this will allow you to do is to pre-drill a hole the size of the anchor bolt that are marked on them directly, and then what you'll do is you'll just make sure that once that's in place, you will just essentially screw these in, and this will cause the anchor bolt to expand. This will cause the anchor bolt to expand, and that will hold it in place. So simple as that.
All right.
Oh, it's recording right now? Okay, cool. All right, so we got this 65-foot, 20-meter dollar store Schmidt wire, which is heavy duty. It's covered in PVC.
It's a thicker gauge.
And it's a thicker gauge. I'd say this is probably about 10. 6 or 10. More like 10.
Okay. Well,
and
I will hold these
what
back.
we're going to do is we are going to just pass this through, and the easiest thing to do is to start off by passing it through one loop and then wrapping it along itself so it holds.
Yep, go ahead.
So the easiest thing to do is just take it, fold it, loop it on itself, and then you can just twist it as needed.
Your hand's in the way.
So now you have a loop. Roses, am I right?
all grown in, you really won't see these wires. You can barely see it as it is. It's not perfect, but it's going to be perfect for our purposes. I thought I'd also show you our winter sown seedlings from the other week. I don't know if you can see in there, but we have little calendula flowers starting to sprout. What I did is I planted rows of peas between all of my tomato cage rows so that they'll have some support before the tomatoes go in, and I don't have to worry about any kind of support for my peas. And here we have our very first pea shoot that came up. I fall planted them last fall in October, November, and look, we have our very first one popping up through the leaves, through the mulch. So exciting. And then over there we've got our chives popping up in between all of our asparagus crowns. Hi guys, it's a new day, and right after we were done with the trellis, it started to blizzard and snow, and so we put off the pruning until today. I'm going to show you how I prune our climbing rose, and I'm going to show you how to train it onto your trellis system, or specifically our trellis system that we use the wires for. And you know, there are lots of people that teach you how to prune roses. I get my information from a Reader's Digest book that I inherited from my grandparents. It's a guide to gardening in Canada. And you can pick that up in a lot of secondhand bookstores. There's no reason to go out and spend, $30 on a book. But there's also a lot of online resources and a lot of how-to tutorials. So I hope this helps you and gives you the confidence to prune your own climber. Major aspects to keep in mind when you're doing any kind of pruning is going to be the 3 Ds. So disease, dead, and damaged. That's where you're going to start with any pruning job. In the case of roses, what you can see is that if there is any rubbing between branches, I'll try and show you an example, or if there's any kind of discolored spots, so purple, brown, black, any of that you want to get rid of. You also want to remove all the foliage that you can and any spent blossoms or rose hips. And then if anything's dead, it's going to be this black or dried out branch that you can all cut back. After that, it's your personal preference to get the shape that you want. I recommend cutting out all of the little spindly bits. That's going to make your blooms better. It's going to have a hardier shape and just a hardier plant overall. So let's start with the 3 Ds and then we'll see where we are. So first thing to note is that there are 2 branch types that you should be aware of, okay? There's the leader branch, which comes right from the base, and you can follow that up, and that is going to be straight up. Anything that branches off of it is going to be a lateral branch. That's also what's going to produce your flowering buds. Hi, baby. Hi. I love you. I do. Oh, I'm attached. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, so now that we've gotten rid of all the 3 Ds, it's time to figure out what the shape is going to be. So we've got our leader canes, and I'm going to just choose the ones that are the strongest, the healthiest, and the straightest, that have some lateral shoots that I can prune back. I'm also going to take out all of these spindly bits, and then we'll see what we're left with. So what I'm thinking is to leave 2 leader branches going on either side of this trellis into like a vase shape. So although it seems like a little bit painful, it might be better to cut out even some of these larger ones. This is a 50-year-old climbing rose, so it can really handle a harsh prune, and I do give it a good prune every year, but it's really unruly, and so it might be time to do some real shaping. So now we have a really clean climbing rose. Nice vase shape, and we can really use it to train it for the next 10 years or something to really produce beautifully on this wall. But the problem is that these 4 main leader canes, 2 are growing in the right direction, they look beautiful. And these 2 are growing in opposite directions the way I want. So I'm going to attach this one this way and this one this way to prevent them from crossing. And so hopefully they will grow properly. If not, this summer, I mean, this plant is so old, it's 50 years old or so, it does put out these really nice canes every year. So if I find a better one, I can always attach a new one in. So let's go ahead. So actually, when I went in, I actually looked and saw that there would be no crossing, and it actually gets a nice form in this way. So we're gonna leave it like this. So the next thing to do is to perform the end cut. So this is to prevent the end of the leader branch from going too far beyond our trellis. I have another climbing rose right next to it that's just still juvenile, but eventually will get big. So I chose the length of this trellis specifically. So what we're gonna do is just choose the length and just make a rough cut to start. Right there, not too bad. And I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see specifically where we end up choosing to cut. Okay, so now we have a lower facing bud and upward facing bud. So at our heading cut, what we want to do is cut just after an upward outward facing bud. Just like that, nice clean cut right at the end of our trellis. Each of these buds, these upward facing buds, are going to produce lateral shoots, and those will produce all the flowers for this year. Here is the end result. Now all that's left is to clean up. Finish off by giving it a little sprinkle of rose fertilizer or flowering fertilizer all along here. So that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was really helpful for you. I will show you how to do other types of roses in terms of pruning. We've got some shrub roses, we've got some creeping roses, some heirloom varieties and things like that. Especially when we go back to Christino's yard, he has a beautiful collection of roses. So I'm planning on doing a little series on roses because we have so many across all the properties that we have in the family. So if you're interested, let me know what roses you want to see next, especially for the spring care and that kind of thing. And like always, like and subscribe if you like this content, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye!